You wanted equality. You got it. But equality in the face of death looks nothing like the dreams of philosophers. Look at this scene. In the dust sits a massive northern warrior. His fingers, used to breaking bison spines, are now trembling, trying to gently nap a tiny piece of stone. He fails. He growls in impotence. Next to him sits a southerner. His thin, musical fingers try to hold the heavy shaft of a war spear. The spear slips. He is too weak for war. They both look pathetic. They are both bad students. A month ago, you chose path B, assimilation. Eyre decided to combine the skills of two peoples so as not to depend on specialists. But he forgot that retraining an adult is violence against nature, and nature hit back. It all started with good intentions. R moved the southerners into his deep, warm cave to save them from the frost. But he didn't know that a cave is a trap. It is warm, but there is no wind. Look at the beam of light falling from above. Billions of sparkling particles dance in it. The southerners nap obsidian all day, teaching the clumsy northerners. The air becomes thick with glass dust. Archaeologists find traces of this disease on the ribs of ancient craftsmen. Sharp dust doesn't just clog the lungs, it scratches them from the inside, creating thousands of microscopic wounds. For southerners whose lungs are used to the steppe wind, the damp cave air becomes poison. Their airways turn into open gates for any infection. Spring arrived. With the melting water, ancient bacteria seeped into the cave. For a healthy, strong northerner, it's just a cough. But for the wounded lungs of the southerners, it is a death sentence. The virus enters the open wounds. Instant burning pneumonia begins. We see the headmaster fall right during a lesson. He tries to inhale, but only pink foam comes from his throat. The epidemic flares up like a fire in a dry forest. In the cramped cave, the disease mows people down by the dozen. The first to die are those who kept the secrets. R's living library burns in fever right before his eyes. Terror reigns in the cave. The northerners recoil in panic from their teachers of yesterday. They believe the southerners are cursed. Look at Leah, R's first wife. She ostentatiously moves to the very exit, into the draft. She has no children. That was her tragedy. But now it is her salvation. She has no one to lose but herself. She is healthy and strong. She looks at the pregnant Isla with cold, animal hatred. Leah's gaze says clearer than any words, "You brought us death. Your child will be born dead, but I will survive because I am strong." R rushes between the dying. He sees his great army turning into a graveyard. Half the tribe is already dead. The rest are too weak to even lift a hand. The smell of sickness attracts scavengers. On the neighboring ridge, hidden in the bushes, lie men with faces painted in clay. These are the Skulls, a tribe of cannibals. They have been watching R's cave for a long time. They saw his hunters killing bison with a single touch of black glass. Strong weapons deter war, but provoke envy. The cannibals were afraid to attack Ar the Strong, but they craved his wealth. Now they see corpses being carried out of the cave. The black glass has fallen from weakened hands. The cannibal chief smiles. The lion is wounded. His claws are dull. They decide to attack. They don't need to kill everyone. They need resources, and they need women capable of bearing new slaves. Dawn, the darkest hour. Ar's sentries, exhausted by sleepless nights by the fires of the sick, miss the start of the attack. Shadows slip inside. The enemies burst into the cave with a wild howl. Chaos, screams. The smell of blood mixes with the smell of sickness. The cannibals expect easy prey. They beat the men with clubs, trying not to damage the valuable slaves. They grab women by the hair, dragging them to the exit. We see Leah fiercely fighting back with a burning log. Ayla tries to hide behind the back of a dying master. It seems this is the end. The history of Ar's tribe will end here on blood-stained stones. But the enemy makes a fatal mistake. They forgot about assimilation. Ar managed to teach them to be one entity. When a cannibal grabs a sick southern teenager, he doesn't cry. He grabs a spear. His hands are weak, but he knows anatomy. Ar taught him how to kill. He drives the point exactly under the rib. When an enemy swings at a northern hunter, he pulls out a crooked, ugly knife he made himself yesterday. The knife is ugly, but it slits the throat. There are no civilians in the cave. Everyone is a combat unit. Women, old men, the sick, they fight with the fury of rats trapped in a corner. The cannibals are horrified. They came for submissive slaves, but met demons. The enemy flees, leaving the dead behind. Silence returns to the cave, broken only by groans. But when the dust settles, Ar sees the price of victory. The cave is littered with the bodies of his friends. Out of 100 people, there are 15 left. A handful of ragged, wounded, coughing shadows. Ar looks at his hands. They are elbow-deep in blood. His dream of a great united tribe has collapsed. There are no more proud northerners, no skillful southerners. There are only survivors, and there are too few of them to hold this cave. Any next attack will be the last. In the evening, amidst the smell of burning, Ayla crawls to Ar's feet. She intercepts Leah's gaze. Leah is sharpening a knife and looking at Ayla's belly. Ayla understands. Her people are destroyed. The masters are dead. She is a stranger who is no longer useful. She is a burden. She needs to buy life for herself and her unborn child. She grabs a piece of charcoal and right on the floor in a pool of blood, she draws a map. The winding line of the river, a turn at the broken tree, the Black Mountain. She gives Ar the last secret of her dead people. Ayla's gesture is clear, tears and pleading in her eyes. I am useful. I know the way to the source of power. Don't let her kill me. Ar looks at the map. Now he knows where to get the stone, but who needs it if there is no one to hunt?
They cannot stay here. The cave has become a mass grave. The air is still full of death. Ar gathers the remnants of the tribe. There are so few of them that they all fit around one small fire. Ar gives a command with a gesture. They leave. They take nothing extra. They follow Ayla's map to the source of the stone, into the mountains. They leave the valley of death, leaving behind their past, their ambitions, and their dead. Somewhere high in the mountains, under the howl of an icy blizzard, Ayla falls onto the snow. She can go no further. Labor begins. Ar and Leah lean over her, shielding her from the wind with their skins. The screen goes dark. We hear only the whistling of the wind, and not a single sound of an infant. Was the heir born, or has this branch of history been cut off completely? Can this handful of people, only 12 souls, survive the coming flood? You chose assimilation. You paid the highest price. End of Season 1.